Hello YouTube preppers, this is the Comms Prepper, and we're here in the garage at the homestead with one of the Comms Prepper helpers who's playing the role as camerawoman.
Hey preppers.
And this video is to show you the wrap-up of installing the Midland Micro Mobile GMRS only radio on my Yamaha Grizzly ATV. We're going to walk around the ATV and show you what I got done. But what I did last night is I installed the radio, ran power with Anderson power pole connectors, RF cable. I still have to put the microphone clip on, but I got to get my pop rivet gun. And I also replaced a cigarette lighter adapter here on the side with a USB charger, which is more relevant and more useful in the field. There I have the phone hooked up to it right now. And if I ever needed a traditional cigarette lighter plug, I could always put one on the back of some Anderson power pole connectors and plug it in here where the radio is plugged in right now. So I'm going to get the Comms Prepper helper to change positions here so we can walk around the ATV and I can show you exactly what I did to install this radio on this bike. Okay, this is what I removed here, the traditional cigarette lighter holder. This is the OEM or original equipment manufacturer Yamaha cigarette lighter plug that was on the side here. I took that out and replaced it with a double USB charger. The top one is a 1 amp and the bottom one is a 2 amp. And I've got the phone up here charging here and that works. Now this is hooked up to the key, so when I turn the key off, that plug there actually powers down. The radio does not. So now we're going to change position again and I'm going to show you how I routed power under the seat, put the fuses in, and routed the coax cable. But before I do that real quick, I'm going to get the Comms Prepper helper to step up a little bit higher. This is the coax cable here and the power cable. I drilled 2 holes, put grommets. The cable runs down alongside the gas can, up above with the wire looms so we don't get close to the heat of the exhaust system. It comes across under the seat, under here where the power is, and then the coax cable I brought up here and I actually drilled a hole in the rack, put a grommet there, and I painted that OD green. So we got a nice grommet there. The cable comes around inside the rack here so we don't get it snagged on anything if I hit some branches or stuff. And then on the bottom here I drilled another hole with another grommet. The wire loops down and comes up into the bottom of the connector. But we're going to come back to the antenna piece after we show you the power. So the coax cable and the power come across here above the air filter, come down the side. The coax comes along here, past the battery, up over here. I drilled a small hole to get it out from underneath the seat. The power comes along here with the hot lead, having an Anderson power pole connector with a waterproof fuse holder here that I bought at Advanced Auto. I also had to buy new bolts for the battery terminals because the depth of the terminal lugs for the winch and the radio, the factory screws were too short, so I had to get some longer metric bolts to go down in there to hook up the power. So we got some new bolts today. I made sure when I routed all the wires and the coax cable that they were positioned in such a way so they wouldn't get pinched or cut when you put the seat down, because there are some spots where the bottom side of the plastic on the seat comes into contact with the blue plastic here. So now we'll change position again and I'll explain to you how I did the antenna. So what I did here is there was a tab already on the ATV rack in the back, and I got a Dremel tool out and opened it up so I could fit this SO239 bullet connector in there. And I bolted it from both sides. So the coax cable comes up with a PL259 connector on the bottom, and on the top is an SO239 connector. And then I found this mount online, made by a company called breedlovemounts.com, and I'll put a link down below. And that's a machined PL259 connector in there that mates up with this SO239 connector very nicely. Screws right on that connector there. Nice and firm, nice and tight, and that gives me a nice NMO mount to work with. And since we're running a GMRS radio here, I have DPD Productions double 5/8 whip GMRS antenna, and I'll put a link down below for their website as well. And that fits right on that NMO mount. It gives us a nice solid connection there for our antenna, and I've already checked the SWR with my meter, and we're at 1.3 to 1 on the GMRS frequencies. And that concludes the steps I took for my GMRS radio installation on my Yamaha Grizzly ATV. And I'm looking forward to getting this loaded up in the pickup truck and getting it back out to the retreat location and doing some riding on the mountain. And as always, thank you for watching my videos and subscribing to my channel. This has been the Comms Prepper with one of the Comms Prepper helpers, documenting the installation of a GMRS radio on an ATV. Thanks for watching, guys.